Hello YouTubers, this is Digital Tips with Rick, and today we're going to look at making an empty metal barrel. As you can see, I've started off with a plane, just a regular plane, just scaled it up. I've rotated it on the Z 90 degrees. Have not added any more subdivisions to this as of yet. Just went with the standard subdivisions. So now I'm going to start kind of laying out some of the build lines here on where they need to go. Trying to get some of the dimensions ready for some of the actions that we're going to need later. So these are going to end up being my rings a little later on. Part of my rings. Oops. So I'm going to come in here with my edge loop tool and add a few more edge loops in here. Kind of go ahead and start preparing this for a little later. Okay, so now I'm going to grab all these middle edges and kind of pull them out and kind of give them a little bit of a lip. And I'm also going to do the same thing to the two top rows and the two bottom rows, just to kind of go ahead and give these kind of a lip, how the barrel's going to be. Now if I smooth this now, if I just go into 3 mode, you can see that it still doesn't really do what I want it to do. So I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to add some more edge loops just to kind of tighten it up when I do smooth it. So I'm going to come in here and get these kind of tight in here. I'll have to go back and fix some of those other ones because they didn't quite tighten up the way I wanted them to, but let's see. So just trying to keep these tight. Now I'm going to come in here to object mode and I'm going to hit 3 again to check it and just see what kind of look I'm getting here. And I think I might add another loop or so here and here to kind of help preserve this edge a little tighter. So now when I hit my 3 mode to smooth it, I get a pretty nice sharp edge there. So now what I need to do, first off I need to delete my history and freeze my transformations. Now I'm going to create a deformer to bend this with. So I'm going to go into the animation tab and create deformers, and then I'm going to go nonlinear and bend. Now I need to change the rotation of this deformer so it bends on certain axes. So I need to make sure that it's on 90 degrees on the x-axis. And then I'm going to go into the inputs under the bend inputs here into curvature, and I'm just going to curve it around till it connects. Now right now it's really tiny and everything, and that's okay. We can fix that later. Now at this point, what I need to do is I need to delete my history. That will disconnect the curve or the bend from that. It'll still retain its shape, still won't do anything. So let's then scale this up. That's not what I want to do. Kind of just try to scale it a little bit more uniform so it's a little bigger. Okay, that's not too bad. It's probably not perfect, but you know, you get the idea. So now what I need to do is if I come in here and test the smooth out on this thing, I'm hitting 3 on my keyboard. You see it looks pretty good. It looks pretty smooth, all but to the back right here. So what we need to do now is come in here and merge all these vertices. Coming back into our polygons tab. Just merge components. You can grab several at once and try to merge them, or you can do it one at a time if you're a stickler for that kind of thing. So now we have that merged. Now when we soften it, there's not a harsh line there. I think what I may do here, because I don't like how big of a lip this thing has, I'm going to come in here and just fix this right quick. It's going to aggravate me, I think. So I'm just going to scale these down to where they look a little, oops, I got some things I didn't mean to, or missed some things I meant to get, rather. Okay, so just kind of try to scale these down a little bit and kind of just take that out and maybe even add to, we could, you know, make the rest of it bigger a little bit or something. But, you know, right now we're just doing this for demonstration. It's a quick demo. Now what I want to do is I do want to put a bottom on this thing. So instead of just filling the hole, I'm just going to go to the Append to Polygon tool. And I'm going to find the edges on the bottom, and I'm just going to just quickly append these holes together. That way the polygons stay even, the edges line up, there's no weird geometry that I need to go back and redraw or anything like that. So now I've got this reasonably nice looking object here. But now the problem is it's too thin. So what we need to do now is add some thickness to it. And what I'm going to do is just go into face mode. I'm going to extrude. And I'm just slightly going to pull it out, just enough to give it a little bit of thickness. Okay. Now when I go into my 3 mode to smooth it to see what it looks like, it looks a little better. Again, one problem I have here is this on the bottom is too soft, so I do need to come in here and add a couple of edge loops to this to just, you know, reinforce that to make sure that it's going to stay tight and that it's not going to go too soft. I may even put another one up here just to make sure on that one too. So test it again. Looks a little better. It gives it a little harder edge there. Hopefully we won't be looking at the bottom of it too much. So now we have this barrel. So now what we can do is I want to, you know, the whole plan here is to smooth it. So, but first I'm going to come in here and move these ridges a little farther apart. There we go. That looks a little better. Now I'm going to just go ahead and go mesh and smooth, and actually go ahead and can commit to my smooth. So now let's center this back on the grid, and we have an oil drum or an empty barrel. You can also, it's one I built earlier, use this and make, you know, a pretty neat little top on it to make it a garbage can or something, you know, whatever your scene requires. And you can see how this one looks. Looks a little better than the other one I made, but you can see the result that I did when I took my time and actually did it slower. So I hope this helps, gives people some other ideas to do things with this, to populate scenes with, whether it's for games or for a 3D film or whatever. If you have any likes, comments, or requests for anything else, please drop those, and then just appreciate everybody, and just keep on modeling. Thank you.